So how long after your daughter's type 1 diagnosis did you start to feel comfortable changing her pump settings?
Honestly, it's not that I necessarily got to a point of being comfortable doing it. It's that I got to a point of being so uncomfortable letting her sit in the 200s, 300s, even touching 400s and barely seeing her back down in range.
I change my settings pretty often as well, and it has nothing to do with the doctors not necessarily giving us the right setting to change to, and more about the fact that our bodies are constantly changing.
And I know we're saying settings, but honestly, I started changing my daughter's carb ratios and correction factors on my own just 3 months after diagnosis. And the reason for this is every time I would call in to the clinic and say, hey, we had this meal, that meal, the other, and she reached 250, 300, and then we had a crashing low 2 hours later, they would give me suggestions that just didn't actually work. So I decided, I know what's going on. It's too hard to explain every last detail of our lives to them. I'm gonna start by making really small changes so that it's much safer than making big changes, and keeping track of the difference that that makes in her blood sugars. And slowly but surely, I figured out what my daughter needed, and I've never looked back. I change her settings all the time by myself.
So we're not telling you that you need to be changing your child's settings. However, we do want you to know that it's normal and okay if you feel the need to change it pretty often.
Remember that kids are always growing and changing, and your life circumstances are always changing. So those carb ratios, correction factors, basal rates, they're also gonna need changing.
Do you ever change your own settings at home?